A lot of people have waited a long time to get this minifigure, and seeing him come in a $650 set is probably disheartening to some that didn't want to buy a $650 set to get Captain Rex. And I certainly sympathize with that, but I do expect Captain Rex to come in a cheaper set in the future.
See, even a broken clock is still right twice a day. Welcome to my review of the 2024 Captain Rex Y-Wing Microfighter. Given set number 75391, it includes 99 pieces and costs $13, the new standard price for Microfighters, which were formerly $10 each. There's nothing particularly notable about the box and its artwork for this set, so cutting right into it, inside we're going to find 2 numbered bags, a small white box that's going to include our pauldron for Rex, and an instruction manual. Moving right into the star of the set with the Captain Rex minifigure. I mean, shoot, they may as well just called this set Captain Rex and gotten rid of the Y-Wing Microfighter on the end of it. Anyway, this minifig is the exact same as what we saw released in the UCS Venator about 8 months prior, and therefore we're still going to see the same highlights on this figure, and we are still going to see some of the big flaws that this figure has, and we'll cover the flaws first. LEGO about 3 years ago made a pauldron that was much more appropriately sized for what this figure needed, and for whatever reason chose not to use it for this Captain Rex, and thus you have a pauldron that's way too large. This is bad for 2 obvious reasons, in that it's just plainly inaccurate, and also covers up what is some amazing arm printing on the left arm of Captain Rex. You just don't get to appreciate that at all because the pauldron covers it up. Now, unlike the Phase 2 Captain Rex from about a decade ago, this one does have the ability to add on the rangefinder, which is nice, but it does come at the cost of ruining the profile of the helmet due to the double helmet warts, something that just does not look good on these Phase 2 clone troopers, and that rangefinder also falls off super easily. It's not even actually a good play feature like some people try to defend it as. As soon as you touch it, it falls off. The ammo pouch on this figure is also inexplicably massive. It should be much closer to what we saw in 2013. And finally, the lack of a physical cama is just baffling at this point. It's inexcusable. Anyway, the real highlights on this Rex figure are definitely going to be the arm printing. The arm printing on this figure is unquestionably amazing. It's super detailed, and I love the way that the arm printing goes all the way up to the body of Captain Rex. There's virtually no gap there, so it's a really complete looking print. And finally, the head underneath is the post removal of the chip head for Captain Rex with the little bandage. So with this figure, you're getting the good, the bad, and the ugly from the Captain Rex in the UCS Venator in this $13 set. The only problem is LEGO in the instructions of the UCS Venator did say that this figure and the Admiral Yularen were exclusive to the UCS Venator. It's an interesting conundrum because I actually fully understand and respect both sides of the argument. If you spent the $650 on the UCS Venator and thought you were getting a exclusive Captain Rex because the instructions literally said it was exclusive. And in the most recent statements from the head of LEGO Star Wars, he says that it's nice to get something unique, something special, and that's what we want to provide when it comes to minifigs in UCS sets. You frankly have all the right in the world to feel deceived because that is exactly what the LEGO company and the head designer of LEGO Star Wars have set you up for. But on the other hand, if you weren't a UCS Venator buyer, being able to get the same Captain Rex that was thought to be exclusive to that $650 set is going to be fantastic for you, and you're probably over the moon about that because LEGO did lie about it, but it was hugely beneficial to a lot of the community. Now, for my final thoughts on this topic, I offer solutions. 1, LEGO simply should not say a figure is exclusive to a set of any price if they don't intend to honor that exclusivity. It's very easy to, instead of exclusive, say new for 2023. I mean, they use that type of terminology all of the time. The word exclusive was unquestionably used here to try and drive sales for the Venator. Certainly wouldn't ruin a UCS Venator purchase to me, but it'll leave a sour taste in your mouth as a paying customer of a $650 set. I mean, you spent a lot of money on that. You deserve not to be lied to, in my opinion. My second solution may be even better, though, in that both of these sets should have released on the same day. Now, there's a simple reason LEGO didn't release these sets on the same day, and that's, of course, because LEGO used the Captain Rex as a additional reason to purchase the UCS Venator and try to get people to spend that extra $637 when they could have just spent $13 to get the Captain Rex. If both of these sets were released on the same day, all potential buyers would have all the information that they need, and you wouldn't have customers that were willing and able to spend $650 thinking they got something that was just for them for having been able to spend that money. Of course, in a very fortunate position, but still, LEGO seemed to want to offer that exclusivity of this version of Captain Rex, and then having that taken away from them just feels wrong to me. And I think another thing that never gets talked about with something like this is, what about the people that bought Captain Rex on the secondary market, let's say through a website that LEGO happens to own called bricklink.com, where they actually make a percentage of the profit of all of the LEGO that gets resold on there? Those people collectively spent over $30,000 that they thought they had to, but obviously now did not have to spend. And of course, LEGO owning the website profited right off the top on that. And that doesn't even account for all of the money that other fans would have spent on other websites buying Phase 2 Captain Rexes that they thought were exclusive to the UCS Venator because they really wanted the Captain Rex but couldn't maybe afford the Venator or didn't want the Venator, but they just wanted the figure. But here's the figure in the $13 set. So I think it also leaves a sour taste in those fans' mouths as well. There's another very large group of people out there affected by this, plus LEGO's profiting off their own lies. So big surprise there. I feel like I have a more than fair assessment of the situation and why it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Two things can be true at once, and in this case, they certainly are. It's a great thing that a lot of people are going to be getting the UCS Captain Rex, the best one that LEGO does make. Not the best one they can make, the best one they do make, for $13. And it's simultaneously a bad thing that LEGO has resorted to deceiving customers to try and earn more sales on the UCS Venator. Earn isn't the right word there if you catch my drift. I almost forgot, this set does include a small build of Captain Rex's Y-Wing here, and it's a build that has been wishlisted by fans for about half a decade, and, I think many people are a bit disappointed that it is coming out as a microfighter and not as a full-sized build. Of course, that would inherently mean it would be more expensive, but it would be a much better looking version of Captain Rex's Y-Wing, and so, yeah, it's just something that I think I would have loved to have seen a full-size version of. This doesn't quite do it for me, or probably anyone, but to its merits as a microfighter, it doesn't really do anything that we haven't seen before from a microfighter. It looks vaguely like a Captain, vaguely might be a little bit too short selling on it, but it looks mostly like a Captain Rex's Y-Wing microfighter with some funky proportions because of the small size and the need to accommodate the minifigure there. There are some simple play features here with the stud shooters on the side, easy to push in and fire off. Or maybe not. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Let's do the other one. Just incredible. Just incredible. Maybe the best detail on this set is the pink thrust at the back of the engines. That is what the bottom of the Y-Wing looks like. And you can see there is a small control panel for Captain Rex to use while piloting the Y-Wing. But there we have the 4 studs at the bottom. And that's actually pretty abnormal. Usually when you put a figure down in something like this, LEGO tries to make it so that the bottom has a half stud, half tile design. But I suppose this would have been too shallow if they had to build it up another plate worth, so they couldn't. The reason they try and avoid doing it like this, though, is that the legs can get stuck at the bottom, or, just when you want to pull the figure out, instead of it just popping out, the helmet will come off. You can see maybe you have to wiggle it a few extra times. That time it just came off quite easily, but there are times, though, in past years where I've had some bigger issues with that. Doesn't seem to be the biggest issue in this set, so yeah, that's what Captain Rex looks like in there. He's got his twin blasters, and you do have the windshield at the front. I don't know if I mentioned the windshield. That's a detail that they commonly put on these microfighters, and I always love it. It's a good mainstay. And so when it comes down to whether or not you as a LEGO Star Wars fan should buy this set, it's a very simple question. Do you want this Captain Rex for $13? If the answer is yes, you should use the affiliate link in the description below and buy the set for $13. If the answer is no, or perhaps you already own the UCS Venator, in which case this is a completely redundant purchase, unless for whatever reason you're a really big fan of Y-Wing microfighters, then you don't buy the set. And so in that way, I think this is one of the simplest purchasing decisions in LEGO Star Wars history. There is not a lot of thought that needs to go into whether or not you want to buy this set. There's a lot of thought to other stuff here in the video, though. But at the end of the day, I'd give this set like a 7 out of 10. 7.5 would be pushing it. The microfighter build is a microfighter build at the end of the day. It just doesn't do a lot to excite. It's fine for a microfighter, but it doesn't excite. And the Rex has his issues. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And you can check out more 2024 LEGO Star Wars set reviews on the end screen now.